Now, there's a lot to be said about this M1 iPad Pro, mainly because it has not changed that much since the 2018 model. And there are plenty of reasons why I still recommend the M1 iPad Pro in the middle of 2023, other than for one small detail. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Danny, your friendly tech amigo. Now, just to be clear, I have not been an iPad kind of person at all, but that has all changed now that I'm using this iPad Pro a lot more than I intended to use it. So let's start off with the battery life. Now, Apple M series chips are known to give us a high range of usage with any device when it comes to the battery life. Apple does say that this Apple device, the M1 iPad Pro, particularly the 11-inch, does give you 10 hours of usage while you're hooked up to Wi-Fi and or watching videos or movies or anything like that. Now, if you really think about it, 10 hours is very convenient. I have not met one person that has been working on an iPad Pro constantly for 10 hours that has not had a break, or it's not for a YouTube video or some type of battery drain test. And of course, with great battery, you get great performance. Now, the M1 that is in here has been around since 2020, but now we're currently on M2, and we might foresee getting the M3 later on this year in November. Hopefully, don't get your hopes up. But this does not stop the M1 chip from being a monster of a processor. Now, this particular model is 8-core GPU, 8-core CPU, and it does have 8 gigabytes of unified memory RAM, making this a system on chip, or SoC for short. To this day, it's still a very impressive processor to be powering the iPad Pro. And since recently we got more Pro apps such as DaVinci Resolve, we got Final Cut Pro and Logic, this iPad can pretty much handle any basic editing that you will be doing for your videos and or sound. Now, as far as the design goes, as I mentioned earlier on the video, it has not changed a whole lot since the 2018 model, other than it's got squared off edges, it's got a better camera, maybe a little bit of thinner bezels, but you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. Now, I have zero complaints on the design itself. However, there's still one thing that I did mention to you earlier on this video as to why I cannot recommend this in the middle of 2023. So far, if you liked the video, it would help me out a lot if you go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. It's free content that comes from me to you. Now, let's talk about the sound and speakers. Now, this little 11-inch has some amazing sound, and it is astonishing to hear. Whether you're watching a movie, creating a beat with the new Logic Pro app, or playing an action game, this little guy is packed with amazing sound. Surprising how thin it is, it still packs pretty good loads for that extra bass when you need it, when you're watching content that's action-packed or you're playing a little bit of action games. Overall, the sound with the 4 speakers, Dolby Atmos, is great to watch content. However, this last item might just make you buy it, or you might just skip on this particular model in mid 2023. The display. So here's where I have a little bit of problem recommending this particular model in middle 2023. Now, don't get me wrong, the ProMotion with the 120 Hz of refresh rate, the 2388 by 1668, giving us close to 4 million pixels, is very easy on the eyes. So having this amazing resolution and great refresh rate, why don't we get HDR, high dynamic range? Maybe I'm just being a little picky. I don't know why Apple wouldn't include this, or maybe they just actually wanted it to be a selling point for their 12-inch iPad Pro. However, I really think they should have just crammed it up on here. That is the only reason why I cannot recommend this. If you're really picky on HDR, you might as well just get the 12-inch. But if you're not, this is still an amazing product, and you can probably get this bad boy refurbished. All in all, like I said, this is still a very recommendable product in the middle of 2023. Now, like I said earlier in the video, you can probably get this refurbished, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 8 core CPU, 8 core GPU, 128 gigabytes of memory for around 600 bucks. Comment down below if you do have an M1 iPad Pro, if you do have an iPad Mini, or if you have the M1 iPad Air. Still, all great devices. However, for me, for what I do, I still use the iPad Air 2nd gen. That's a whole different story. Thank you guys for watching. I am Danny, your friendly tech amigo, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.